Well, good day, footy fans, and welcome to Campbelltown Memorial Oval for round 5 of the BTR Excavations Division 1 Adelaide Footy League. And today, a pretty massive match between two teams that have started the season very well, both with a 3-1 record. It's the Ross Trevor Old Collegians at home at Campbelltown against the Salisbury North Hawks. Campbelltown Memorial Oval for round 5. Both teams in their huddles. We've had the early games all concluded. In the C's, was advised it was Rocks 20 goals something and Salisbury North 1 point. So I think Rocks got the points there. In the B's, just completed, it was Salisbury North 7-5-47, defeating Rocks 4-9-33, the Hawks by 14 points. So as mentioned, both teams come into this game with a 3-1 record. For Rocks last week, 16-point winners over Broadview in a game of inaccuracy. Rocks kicked 7 goals, 13, but that was dead straight in comparison with Broadview. He kicked 3 goals, 21. Ross Trevor's only loss was here at Campbelltown in round 2, their only home game thus far, where they went down by just 1 point. Salisbury North, they're also 3-1 on a 3-game winning streak. Lost to Golden Grove at Harpersfield by 4 points to open the season. Since then, 3 strong wins. Payneham Norwood Union 23, Glenunga by 22 points, and probably their most impressive effort to date was last week at home, kicking 6 goals to 1 in the opening quarter to defeat Prince Alfred Old Collegians by a whopping 68 points. So right now, both teams in the 5. The winner, depending on other results, could be even tied for top tonight. With 4 games in of an 18-game season, this 5th game, I guess, represents quarter time. And we are underway at Campbelltown as Russo for Salisbury North in the green up against Butterworth in the red and black vertical stripes. It will be Rocks, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, heading to the right of your screen, conceding some ground and turning it over. First inside 50 to Salisbury North, almost the first mark to Tyson Richard. Rocks have the ball, grab a kick, which gives a chance for Bastic to attack it before he is attacked. 40 metres out as Pac descends and our umpiring crew come in and sort it out. Probably on the ladder, the game of the round, Andrew Crosby and Frank Manicus are the 2 field umpires today, as James Wharton gets the clearing kick for Rocks. Towards the clubroom side, tapped out of bounds by Jet Boxer, will be a throw-in, pretty much your true centre wing position. So as mentioned, Frank Manicus, Andrew Crosby, they are your 2 field umpires. Andrew Roberts, Kay Dalby are running the boundary. Noah Spence and Steve Martin flying the flags at the goals this afternoon. If you've just joined us, you've missed about 80 seconds and no one has scored. The clearance to Rocks into some space looking for Patrick Dawson. Again, Salisbury North a couple of times those one-on-one battles keeping their feet better. And this time Tyson Richard, the earlier target, was sought after again. He's taken the mark. The conditions, it feels like footy season. Woke up this morning with some drizzly rain. Hasn't been rain here for a little while. We'll probably get a little bit. Showers from time to time is the name of the day from the Bureau of Meteorology. But right now, we haven't had rain here for about an hour or so at least. The breeze probably favouring the end slightly that Salisbury North are kicking to. So with that, Tyson Richards certainly showing all signs he's going to have a crack at the big white sticks. Certainly has the distance, and he certainly has the accuracy. And just as they did last week, Salisbury North strike first and early. Richard with a goal last week. That is his 7th for the season. Initially a junior from the Eagles of Elizabeth via 2 Wells, has spent the last few years at Central District at reserves and got 1 league game. This is his first season at the Hawks of Salisbury North. Of course, in looking at these 2 teams, probably the big trivia fact that stands out is these are the two promoted teams from the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation Division 2 last year. They met in the grand final last year, and after Salisbury North led early, it was Rocks that prevailed by 11 points to claim the Div 2 flag. So I don't like using the term grand final replay because it's by no means an equal kind of match with the grand final. But they tend occasionally to have some sting, especially for the losing side, getting a chance to have a crack against the team that caused them some pain last year. But both have made the rise Div 2 back to Div 1. And with a 3-1 start, pretty impressive stuff. Rocks looking to go forward. This is as far forward as they've gone in the first 3.5 minutes of the game. Gets him the ball, or Craig Manicus has to go and get him himself. A couple of changes for both sides. We'll run through those in the break as Butterworth and Russo. The tap to Butterworth. The kick by Lim is smothered. I think the smother was by O'Brien, who got the early touch by the Rocks change rooms. It's Wilson and O'Brien, and I think that's holding the ball. Going to be a Rocks free kick. A little bit blindsided by the interchange bench for the home side. Free kick to Boxer. Towards the pocket. It's Ross Trevor kicking to the Newton end here at Campbelltown. And in the end, it was Jake Wagner who will concede the score. So it is Rocks one behind, Salisbury North one straight goal. Early days here at Campbelltown. Phil Herden with the call, flying solo today. And of course that score is on the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard. Salisbury North, some good transition, but has been intercepted by Charles Kemp. Off hands, back to where the kick came from. Looked to be a high tackle. That's the version. Umpire agrees with Brody Tuck, wearing the number 1 for the Hawks this season. Too far out to score. Short kick. Not sure if that gained any yardage at all. Back in board to coach Luke Hubble, who's back in the side. Now a runner from 50 to the top of the square. Looking for Richards. Front and square it was Wagner. Looking for a helping hand. Got the 1-2. Will get the snap away. And that is a glorious snap to Brody Wagner. Dealt with the breeze brilliantly. He was their second best last week. Wagner, born and bred Salisbury North. He did cross the Salisbury High 8 games and played for Salisbury, but he came back. 1 goal last year. So that's his second goal this year after kicking 3. He mixed between the league and reserves last year. 8 league, 12 reserves. Started first league game for Salisbury North in 2019. But Salisbury North doing exactly what they did to their last old collegiate team they played last week, being Prince Alfred at home. Again, the Rucks, Clawton, Butterworth. No one really got the tap there. It's still a clearance to be had. As Murray Bastick lays the pain train for Salisbury North. Cloughton tried the backhand. Butterworth got the tap down to Transfer, who's been in the best players last couple of weeks for Rocks. Stoppage. So these two sides know each other pretty well. They met 4 times last season in Division 2 with 2 wins apiece. High kick, will it bring rain? We'll soon find out. This is a key player in Jake Wagner. Gave away the free though, will go the way of Darcy Best. Best one of 3 ins, along with number 14, Elliot Murata, and number 33, Peter Verassi. The 3 outs for Rocks, Harry Pedler, Josh Shute, and Tulio Demetrius. Cloughton's taken the grab. Umpire says play on. Cloughton didn't hear it. Finn Wakeland comes in. Won't get an easier free kick than that. Cloughton saying I might need to get some wax cleared out of the ears because I didn't hear a thing. And now this is Finn Wakeland. He's showing all the signs that he thinks he can kick this. He kicked 40 goals last season, played all 22 games for Rocks. Has 3 goals from 4 games. And after conceding the first 2, Ross Trevor would like one. Starts right, curves left, has the distance. And the red and black are on the scoreboard. Finn Wakeland, his first today, his 4th for the season. But his kind of conditions, started his footy career up at Mount Lofty. I'm having a look in the Mount Lofty direction, and it looks like there'd be a fair bit of cloud cover there today. Spent some time with the Unley Jets, spent some time with the Sturt Juniors in the Sandful, and made his Salisbury North debut last year. So his Rocks debut last year. Again in the middle, that Cloughton/Russo versus Butterworth battle's going to be big. It's going to be Ryan Lim with the clearance towards the half-forward flank. Soccer ball. Ooh, 2 Salisbury North players almost collided with their heads. Lawler got the pick-up and the kick. Now it's Tuck. Good pick-up. Avoids one. Here comes the double team. That's holding the ball. We've already seen about, 4 or so holding the balls in the first 9 minutes of the contest. Kick inboard. Finds the game winner from 2 weeks ago. Detrinsky. On to Darcy Best. His kick, though, needed to be good, and in the end was. Further downfield, O'Brien with the interception. Now it's the run. There's Harble getting a touch. They move it quickly. Looking in the direction of Bastic, who's known as a bit of a defender. He's up forward. He's been in the midfield. He's been everywhere today, fair to say. And 15 metres out, pushing the back, Rocks free. They waste no time. We'll bring it club room side. Detrinsky with the kick, finds Butterworth, gives the ball with one hand, kicks along the boundary, not sure that is touched. Last disposal rule, should be Salisbury North ball where it went out of bounds. So Salisbury North 2 straight 12. Whilst Trevor Old Collegians 117 on the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard. Should mention our other great sponsors of the broadcast this year. Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, got to say that slowly, Custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and the Kimberley Resort. Should also mention the Gully Hotel. We will have a best on ground, getting a Gully Hotel and Archie's prize pack. I'll even try for a live interview if it all pans out. Right, now Salisbury North, fair to say they've done most of the attacking in this game. 11 and a half minutes gone to the first quarter. And I think the Hawks in the green and gold have a slight breeze advantage. Long hand pass intended for Bradford. Harble came in. So Luke Harble, the playing coach, interchanges off as Brodie Wagner comes on. You might say, how's the coach played the reserves last week? How does that work? Well, Salisbury North have a rule. Pretty much if you come back from injury, your first game is in the reserves. I guess that was the coach leading by example. Trusty got a few minutes early off in the final quarter. It certainly didn't hurt Salisbury North last week. A very impressive win at home against Prince Alfred. And Rocks conceded a lot of ground there. Patrick Dawson says, let me score Salisbury North's first behind. That makes the margin one straight kick. 12 and a half gone. The Hawks, 2-1-13. Rocks, 1-1-7. High kick right at us. You're with Phil Hurd, and we've got Barnaby on camera giving you the wonderful pictures this afternoon. I mentioned the rocks changes. There's 2 for Salisbury North. Cullen Brown and Adam Deacon are 2 outs. Luke Harble and Jamie Jones are the 2 inclusions. Nice pickup. Here's the danger man from last week in Hallabout. Avoids one, got a kick away there. He had, by this stage of the game last week, I think he had about 3 goals. A real purple patch where he had 4 by quarter time. Salisbury North had 6. Prince Alfred had 1. And Salisbury North were able to ride that buffer all the way home to a 10-plus goal win. Probably looking the better of it, but they would say, gee, we really haven't 2 scoring shots, or I guess 4 now as they go to 2-2. Rocks defence was under siege for a fair part of last week. Was at Broadview in spectacular conditions. Saw 34 points kicked and about 10 goals as the centering kick finds Connor Butcher. Draws the attacker. Needs to come back. He's under danger. Hallabout comes in and lays the tackle. Gets the ball, evades, centres, and finds a teammate in Dominic Costanzo. And he's going to have a shot, and we're going to be right behind it, your filming footy crew. Now the breeze is a south to southeasterly. The oval runs a little bit to the right and let it curve. And he did, but not quite enough. So after 2 straight goals, 3 straight behinds to Salisbury North, they've bolted it up nicely. And what was a 5-point lead is now 8. There's Callum Hay, known as one of the best defenders in the comp. He and Rosso combining. They're sort of fiddling around with it. Costanzo got the kick in. Looking for O'Brien. He's got Best giving him a hard time. Another centering kick through the hands of O'Malley. It's a hot footy, 30 metres out. Salisbury North a chance here. The snap from Hosking is high wide. He was looking to do something about the scoreboard, but unfortunately he aimed at it rather than the goals. And that makes that a bounce on the full. Pretty much a mini-league game at the moment in the Hawks half of this beautiful sporting facility here at Campbelltown. Will Mead tries to pinpoint Kemp through hands. It's Jake Wagner took off like it was his free. Umpire says no, it's a ball up. Loose hand pass. Beautiful. Well, Pearce got the pick up, then lost his footing under the pressure. And in the end, it's going to be another stoppage. So who we got here? We've got Cloughton in ruck. Who's he going up against here? I think this is a Mitch match. In fact, 2 up for Rocks. One of those was Charles Kemp, just ensuring it wasn't a big ruck win for Salisbury North. Trying to break loose was Butcher. He was tackled. He's going to get it back now. Pressure pretty good from both sides early days. And if it wasn't in laying the tackle, it was forcing it wide. As Lanzoni and Callum Hay lock arms and jumpers. Last disposal rule. Brody Wagner with the kick. Looking in the Hallabout direction. He's had a couple of touches. Oh! I think we've got a jumper change. I've got no idea what that's about. 24 for 24, not even going the long sleeves. Maybe there's a bit of blood on it. Hosking, the high snap. He's had a couple of these. He missed far to the right in the first. That one's a little to the left. Another behind. And Salisbury North are peppering at the moment. 4 behinds in a row. 17 and a half gone. The Hawks with a slight breeze. It's a little bit hard to tell up here because we're a tad sheltered. Beautiful spot to watch some footy. Hayden Swanby almost right in front of us has it. Down the Oban end. Looking for Mead. Love the pickup from Kemp. Off some feet. That was almost an effective kick going the way to Harble. Touch of the fumbles. And a ball up. Almost in the middle. Campbelltown Memorial Oval is your scene. Filming footy. Bringing you the BDR Excavations every game live stream. Today Phil Herden and Barnaby. The two-man crew. Barnaby giving you the pictures, and I'll try and add some value with some description of what the heck's happening out there today. And right now what's happening is it's a Ross Trevor free. Like I mean, every time I ask pronunciation of the name, I get a slightly different version. But I've got Daninskri. I think I'm going to go with that. But that's a good mark. This could well be a shot on goal. I still think anything inside 50 is gettable. They certainly think so. Jet Boxer with it. So again, we got a pretty good angle on this one. You would think aim right. That was how Finn Wakeland got the earlier goal. And that one again is well sprayed across. Salisbury North with some numbers. We'll look to run it out of defence. Down the Paradise Hotel pocket. Dawson though gets in the way. I have a couple there with the couple of fans. Got the station wagon of sorts. Ready to hop inside should it start to get a bit wet. Long kick through hands. Holding the ball call. That was may have been for an infringement. It's going to be a Rocks free. The closest they've had a shot to goal all day. Yeah, there wasn't holding the ball. It was something high. And this is Jet Boxer, who had the earlier shot from about 50 that he sprayed wide left. This a lot closer. You'll kick from about 20 to 25 metres out. And Dobbs it. Boxer's got one. And after all that play that Salisbury North had down there, it was a good 5-6 minutes where they kicked about 4 or 5 behinds. Rocks go down, a rare inside 50. And they have put a goal on the board. And looks like we've shut the scoreboard off. Okay. Hopefully they'll work it out in a moment. Or else it could be a long afternoon. Pretty sure it's Salisbury North still by about 2 to 3 points. Heading into time on. Andrew Crosby back in the middle. Clouden got a pretty clear run at that one. But it will be Lim with the high kick inside 50. Looking for best. Salisbury North player picks it up and he is set upon. And that's often the problem, that if you tackle them too quickly, there's no prior opportunity. But if you don't tackle them quickly enough, they'll get rid of the ball. O'Brien, Bastic, working out nicely. Back to Bastic, courtesy of Brodie McBride. Just like that, they're at forward 50. Mark to Rosso. Halibut with an open goal, beckoning. He doesn't miss. Too many of those. And the man they call Ant, Anthony Halibut, best last week with a 7-goal effort, has his 14th of the season. Beautiful coast-to-coast play by the Hawks. And they restore their margin. Other games around Division 1 today. The two arch rivals that go all the way back to 1928. I was going off that until it went. Okay, yep. St. Peter's and Prince Alfred doing battle at Prince Alfred this afternoon. That's the game of the day. Other games, Glenunga with 1 win, Sacred Heart unbeaten, top 3 teams, I think, from last year. A push. It's going to be downfield. It looks like we're getting the scoreboard slowly resurrected. Nice picture. But this is Tyson Richard, who's already got 1 goal. Pretty much gave you his story. Was a Rooster for a short period of time at 2 Wells, having come up through the Eagles of Elizabeth. First season at Salisbury North. Starts right. I tell you, it doesn't take long for it to curve with the breeze. We've almost got to... we're getting there. So Salisbury North are 3-5-23 and Rocks are 2-1-13. We have got the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard, thanks to Kieran Yoketsu. Hello, yes. Cloughton, nice work by Butterworth to smother the hand pass. Keeps it inside the cricket pitch area. Of course, this during the summer, it goes from being a wonderful football venue to a fantastic cricket one, the East Torrens Cricket Club. Butterworth, the backhand tap. Transfer wrapped up, we'll go again. Third ball up in the last 30 seconds. Butterworth tries the soccer off the ground. Cloughton tries to pick up. Just hand passes it to Bastic, who's grabbed it. Instantly grabbed. So quarter time not too far away. 10-point lead to the Hawks at the moment. Now this is about the 5th stoppage in the last minute. Butterworth definitely the tap on this occasion. We might be going for a 6th in a sec. Usually at this stage we're on the lookout for a free kick to clear the players, of which there's a good 15 to 17 within a 10-metre area. I'll give that tap again to Butterworth. Fisher at ground level, taken high. There's your free kick. In fact, it wasn't Fisher, it was Callum Hay playing a fair way up the ground. And with that kick, easily marked by Rocks, it is quarter time. BDR Excavations Division 1, big game. 2 3-1 teams, and Salisbury North on a 3-game winning streak. Started the stronger. 3 goals, 5. Definitely most of the attacking thus far, but Rocks not too far away, 2-1-13. You're with Barnaby on camera, Phil Herden on commentary. We'll take a break, be back with more action very shortly. Welcome back. Campbelltown Memorial Oval. Beautiful place to watch some footy. And a pretty entertaining quarter. One which Salisbury North dominated possession and position and scoring shots. Just the 10-point lead. Rocks reasonably efficient from the rare times they entered forward 50. So it's Salisbury North 3-5-23. Ross Trevor Old Collegians 2-1-13. That's on the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard. The goal scorers for all individuals thus far. For Salisbury North, Brody Wagner, Tyson Richard and Anthony Halibut. For Ross Trevor, Finn Wakeland and Jet Boxer. Now there are 4 other games. You can watch them all on Filming Footy, so if you found me, they're probably in a similar spot. Glenunga, just the 1 win for the season. They're hosting unbeaten Sacred Heart Old Collegians. And it is Glenunga leading by 9 points, 3-4-22 to 2-1-13. St. Peter's and Prince Alfred, the long road trip for Spock across Hackney Road. Well, Spock 3-4-22, lead Prince Alfred just 4 behind. So Prince Alfred ruining their second poor start to a game in a row. No score from Golden Grove and Broadview, just 1 win between them. Someone's got to get the points. And it's Port District 3-5-23. Port District 3-5-23. Payneham 2-2-14. Just down Lower Northeast Road, Payneham Road from here. Second quarter underway. Rocks in the red and black going to the left of your screen. Salisbury North in the green and gold going to the right, as they are with Lawler, who's found a teammate in some space. This is Costanzo in front of the Rocks bench. Heads to the Newton Shopping Centre end, looking for Richard. And I do believe we have a big moment coming up. We're going to put the band back together. Been commentating for many years, and one of my most fun years broadcasting was to one of the Adelaide Footy League. To the gentleman sitting to my right, he's actually now the footy manager of Salisbury North, but throughout his duties, he's managed to come up and join us. Tommy Javor, welcome.
Phil, what an absolute pleasure for your listeners. No, what an absolute pleasure to be here, mate, as they go for it. I want to keep focused on the footy here. What a game. Chateau, Ross Trevor, grand final rematch. Phil, thank you so much for having me for 10 or 12 minutes, mate. And when the free food comes out and go, I'm leaving. But, great club to be at and a great day for footy.
Yeah, already had the Kransky with the lot, lived up to expectations. I love how they give you the roll and they put it in the roll in front of you. That's just fantastic. Salisbury North, good start. Yes. Probably would like to be 5-3 rather than 3-5. That would have, to me, would have been the reward for your effort.
Yeah, they don't make it easy for you. They play a couple behind the ball and they flood back Ross Trevor. That's the whole idea, isn't it? Make it hard for the opposition. They do that. But definitely so far what I've seen today, the left of screen, which where Ross Trevor is going, is the scoring end. It's just working back beautifully there. Was Chocky Fence and finds Cal Hay. I'm straight into play-by-play.
That's it, mate. I knew as soon as I introduced you, I'd just take 5 minutes off.
Yeah, Luke Harble. They come round this way now. It's Harble, ball in hand. Looks for it and finds, it looks like to me it is Costanzo. Yeah.
To the fish. George?
Sorry, George, yes. Castagna. This is the fish. Former Broadview Div 2 goal kicking medalist, now playing down back for Salisbury North. Yeah, it was a good first quarter, wasn't it, Phil?
Yeah, you enjoyed it. Primarily because it was probably in front. The Ant got into it, gave him just a couple of metres of open space and bang, beautiful.
That transition goal was really nice, wasn't it? It was just beautiful football. Whether you're like Salisbury North or Ross Trevor, doesn't matter. As the umpires have found something here, and he's going to bring us back. I shouldn't say us. Salisbury North, the Hawks. But, look at this.
No, you can say us because you're our special guest from Salisbury North.
I am, and on a Sunday morning, don't do yourself a favour between the posts when I go all impartial and do the Div 1 report and the great show that is between the posts on the Adelaide Footy League.
So, some people cross a white line and become a different person entirely on the footy field. You enter the bar and become a different person entirely.
Yes.
And what's the Gully Hotel like as a place to record?
Yeah, good. There was some teething problems in week 1 where every human being wondered what we were doing there and wanted to be on the show. But since then, we've found a better location. Ross Trevor coming out of the fence high up the chimney just about. Big Bob Russo. Oh, he's a good big footballer. Son of the great Jamie, 3-time medalist. And it's out in the ball. The only thing Jamie doesn't tell you about his medals is they're in the C grade. But nonetheless, still got to win them.
You still got a best of where you're at. That's all you can do. So Luke Harble just working it around the back. I've already told the story about how he ended up the reserves last week, because that's the Salisbury North way.
That is. It's a system, mate. We play a system, and it's team first, mate. And I say, Ant Halabout Mayo kicked 7, and they did a story on it, and that's all good. We don't care about that. We care about winning as a team, and that is the plan. And that's the plan today, and against a very tough opposition who bested us in the grand final. Our kicking wasn't straight that day, so it's something we do need to tidy up.
So let me break a couple of myths here. I hate these games being called a grand final replay.
Rematch.
Because they only happen a week after a grand
Rematch,
final when it's a draw. So, but it is last year's grand finalist. How much was that talked about during the week?
Not that much, to be honest. I mean, it's almost implied. You don't need to say it. No one wants to lose a grand final when you get a chance to go up against the team you've lost against. It certainly wasn't in as they fly high, but at ground level it's Ross Trevor. They'll clear the ball now. It's certainly not in the notes in the meeting. We talk about things like structure, positioning, and game plan. It's not like these guys are motivated to be successful as a team, and you don't probably need stuff like that to motivate you. Having said that, still pretty pissed off about losing the grand final.
Well, nobody likes to lose them. I've been on the losing end of way too many. It does make the winning ones a bit special, but when you lose a lot in a row, the first time you claim one, it's a bit more like relief. You don't get to enjoy it until you win maybe a couple.
Shopping off there.
There's a chance. They've got some open space on what we call this, the fat side.
De Brown and Costanzo on the end of it. Might be just out of his range and take his best kick. As I said, I couldn't feel much of a breeze, but all the B graders reckon there is a breeze going to the left, and the ball carries further to the left. And I feel like these goals just seem to be at an slightly odd angle, because we can't kick them. So,
Well, I was about to say, we had a rare day last Saturday on 2 counts. As the kick comes in and off some hands, but ain't coming out of there. All right, now Rocks have got it. Dawson, as usual, is in the thick of it somewhere. I can't say the standings improved much since you've joined us, TJ.
No, it's going to be a scrappy day. It's
last week,
10 a win today.
Glenunga, 10 goals without a behind.
Yeah, good kicking.
Broadview, 3 goals and lost.
Yeah.
Broadview, 3 goals, 21 and lost.
And literally played 10 minutes apart via drive. Like there was no.
That's it.
It was ridiculous.
So it is Salisbury North having the possession of the ball down their end. They're going to the right of screen at the moment. Costanzo, the quick pickup, put it up in the air. Going to lob right on that goal line. Needs a shepherd. Didn't get it. Saw it off the ground. I reckon Tuck's got himself a goal from 1 metre out.
Big bad busting Brody Tuck. So Tucky, another Salisbury North junior. We've done that de-recruiting. He's gone to Centrals. He played the first 3 games in the 2s. Was highly touted as a potential draft pick at one point. But what are they doing? They're calling for the third
Conference
umpire.
time. So it was umpire appreciation round last week.
Put your 2 fingers up, son. And
I reckon this is coming back.
Surely.
I reckon this is a behind. I know the boundary umpire comes in for the 2 cents worth.
Well, they're all setting up like it's behind. Touch. So I reckon the goal umpire might have overruled him there. Seemed to signal to go. We haven't had much luck with that umpire sphere. They do a wonderful job, and it was umpire appreciation.
They're always appreciated.
A couple of free kicks in front of goal for Ross Trevor in the first
quarter.
I was
about to say, you do have to watch what you say in that area now as a club official.
Yeah, you wear green. You're the man.
Different shade.
Yeah. You want every decision to go your way, but they don't.
Absolutely. So here's Best. Here's a chance. Transferring a little bit of space. He was pretty well held last week. Still named as one of the best.
Good footballer. Yeah. Strong hips.
He actually posed a bit of a problem to the Stream Team boys. They had a problem, Rocks and Prince Alfred, a couple of weeks ago. Best player on the losing side. What do we do with the Archies?
Yeah, I read the emails, mate.
Thankfully, not my problem anymore. Dawson, I'll tell you what, I'm not exactly sure who he picked out because it's at 4-4.
Geordie O'Brien there, Captain Courageous, 3-time best and fairest winner. That's 3-time in a row. Yeah. And he's a wonderful young footballer.
So just bet on Salisbury North back in Div 1. How long has it been since Salisbury North have been in Div 1?
Excellent question, Phil.
Sorry.
No, I can tell you. I don't know if it was 6 years or 8 years. I've heard 2 different things, but...
at least 6.
Yeah, it's at least 6.
Okay, so it's been almost a football generation.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure it was 2017, so might be 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like, wow, we're back in Div 1, isn't this good, or we're back where we belong?
It's back where we belong, but it was a plan many years in the making, and obviously we're there, and we're competing now, and the great thing about Division 1 at the moment is it's just such a tough competition.
Oh, yeah.
He's pointing the wrong way there, umpire wearing the Crosby sweater.
Not the shoes.
Yep.
As they come from behind by Hay to Fisher. That's a beautiful. Who's that on the pickup? That's Damie Jones. I think the first time I've seen Jamie. He's brought it across the field nicely. Needed to be a mark because pressure was coming from Cooper Wilson. I won't miss him.
Uses Pantene, Cooper Wilson, as well. That's how he gets the fluffy hair just so buoyant.
What does he do?
Uses Pantene.
Okay.
It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen.
Okay. I thought that was Head and Shoulders.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway.
Just all material, Phil.
That's it.
Bob Russo.
We're out of practice.
Outpointed there. Bob's my favourite footballer.
So, since you've joined us, TJ, we haven't had a goal. What's going on? 9 minutes.
If this happens for another 3 quarters, I'll take it.
You're in front, though.
As I said, 10 goals wins this game and wins it comfortably. It's the style that's being played.
Well, I think
bang, watch out, Cal Hayes coming. Just managed to do, what do I call that? I call that shortening by Lanzoni there.
Yeah.
Just lost his, that was my pet hate when I was a commentator. Shortening against Cal Hay, you may end up dying.
Yeah, well, if you're going to get that free, you might end up earning it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's his right to do what he wants with his body, but it does create a dangerous situation.
Well, that said, there is a little bit of mud in that vicinity, so you could maybe make the case it was a slippery area. Lanzoni from 51. All the players I'm seeing are aiming right, but not quite aiming right enough.
And I was telling the boys, you've got to go halfway between the point and the goal. You actually got to give away the goals, which is so hard to do as a footballer, especially when you're a nice penetrating kick.
I'm just going to aim on the inside of the right goalpost, and that's not going to work today, especially coming from this side of the ground.
You've almost got to aim at the happy clappers and let it come back the other way.
Yeah, that's
too much.
Or the scoreboard. Maybe just stick with the scoreboard.
Okay. Wilson.
Yeah. So
nice over that. Sorry.
It's a game with the reasonably free flowing, but no one's really converting any of their opportunities at the moment.
Chuck Kent's going all right, isn't he? He's a good footballer.
Yeah, I've seen him 2 weeks in a row. And the good thing about he knows the drill. He's got the slightly different coloured boots. Just a memo to your boys. Are you sponsored by a white shoe sponsor?
No.
Because pretty much when I was looking at the game during the week, I reckon 16 of your 21 all had the whites. Here's a chance for Rocks. They got a 2-on-2 contest. But Harville is used to that at higher levels.
Yeah. You love that. You expect that for a 200-game Stanford player and former.
But you mentioned the system as well. There was Hocking waiting for the pickup. I mean, often you'll see players do that, pick it up, and they go, where am I going to kick it?
Yep.
Then they're in indecision. That's often when you can get run down.
And, of course, Hocking is the son of the great Eddie Hocking, the Scud, who will be playing for us in round 15 in our charity round in the C grade.
Any involvement with Salisbury North in his day? I know I'm dropping you under the bus again.
I haven't seen a lot of him yet, but he might be out here watching him.
Because I know, this is the club of Wanganeen,
and he's
Bonds,
also playing.
And the O'Loughlin's.
Yes, Mickey O'Loughlin, Gavin Wanganeen, Simon Moore, Eddie Hocking, Shane Edwards, all playing in the charity game. And we're wearing the gold armbands today for childhood cancer.
Okay.
The Ruby Tuesday Foundation will be round 15 against Broadview. Broadview, of course, involved as well.
A charity game?
Well, it's a C grade game where we're bringing a lot. And everything we raise is going to charity.
So this is an actual C grade game.
Dickie Richards goes this way. What are you doing, Dickie? Kick the goal. Dickie Richards does. So I tried to. It's his second, Phil Hurden. I've missed you giving me the 2 fingers. I love it when you do that. That's their fourth, and they take a 16-point lead. Special comments, Phil Hurden.
Well, match high lead, Salisbury North, starting to get their reward for effort. I love their transition.
Yeah.
The transition, that's twice today. They've really moved it nicely. Now, that was, Richards probably was a little bit too wide open there, and the defender who was on him was just completely wrong-footed.
Boys are so fit, Phil. I had a chunder watching them train. That's how fit they are. They run and run. They're still doing running blocks, and they make me glad I retired. You all right? It's great to be back with you up here, mate. I've missed you so much.
It is. Let's find some Tuesday night footy to commentate. So actually, let's commentate the C grade game.
Yes. You know who's I'm a huge rap for from Ross Trevor? Finn Wakeland.
Yeah,
one of the best young
nice
footballers. Actually had a chat to a league club about him the other day. I said, have you seen him? They're like, yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he's outmatched right now. Salisbury North with the clearance and the long kick and the clunk.
Dickie Richards again.
So I was expecting to see the Ant show. But it's Dickie.
Yeah.
Who's leading the way.
I did say he'd kick forward today, and this is what we talked about in commentary last week with the great Beck Northcott, is it's a 21-person system, so you can't match up on any one player because hopefully someone else will get you. Now, we have not winning. We're winning, but not winning the game yet. And look, to be fair, our best player this year has been Adam Deacon, and he's not playing today. So
So I assume an injury with that or another commitment or something.
Or has he just snuck it in? Not the best kick for goal, but they're hard to miss from 10 metres.
Three.
He's got 3. We'll take it. Work commitment, mate. I won't talk too much about his work, but it's a work commitment.
Sometimes people need to work on Saturdays.
Yeah. We don't pay any of our players, so, when they've got to work, they've got to work.
For the love of being under your footy department, TJ.
Pies and cokes.
Yep.
Yes. So, Big Bob Rosso, I mentioned him briefly earlier, my favourite player, just the way he goes about it. I saw him knock over Abe Davis, and I was like, wow, that takes some effort. The other one that I'm a huge rap on, I call him Mr. Bastic Murray back there, big Muzzer Bastic.
Now, you said he's one of the best defenders.
Oh, my God, he's a monster.
And yet he's been running amok. He's been in the midfield. He's been doing some stuff up forward. He's been given
system, mate. They roll around.
Been given a licence to roam. Right now, so back in the middle. Has been Salisbury North's quarter. They have kicked the sole 2 goals of it so far, 14-minute mark. So Breeze at the moment. A Rocks clearance, forward by Harble. Attacking the ball nicely was Wagner. On to Hay. Here's your transition again, right down the gut. So O'Brien has a leader.
Strong mark.
Senator Costanzo goes out. I'm not sure what he saw on the left side of the eye. It looks like he almost made out the boundary umpire, but there was a Salisbury North player there. Now the centering ball. Well, there's a lot of players.
Mate, you could throw my blankie over about 16 of them right there, mate.
Yeah, right in the thick of it.
How beautiful is
Brodie McBride.
Just quickly, sorry to jump in there, but the view on this ground as well, you could not be in a better spot to commentate a game of footy today, Phil. It is beautiful here.
We are spoiled with some of the facilities. So far, where we've been this year, I've been to Payneham, the great balcony at Payneham.
Oh, yes.
And Broadview.
Did you see the Tommy Javor statue? I think it's blood rule.
I thought they'd send it down to Glenelg for a couple of years.
Is that a free kick to...
It is a free kick to Tuck.
Tucky.
So this would be for 4 straight goals.
Yeah.
Every time they kick one, it becomes the new biggest lead of the match. As all this while Cloughton's having a break.
It's inspired by you, Phil.
So we've got him fired up now, TJ, as Tuck. Again, the goal umpire goes a little bit, but that is his first, remembering that he was denied one controversially.
Controversy. You set me up beautifully for that, Phil. Salisbury North on top. And look, it's fair to say that 9 of the last 10 quarters Salisbury North have played have been absolute top-end Div 1 football. And I've watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's been irrepressible, and we're just seeing that come again this quarter.
Let's flip your hat around for a sec. Filming footy, of course.
Yeah.
Saturday, you're the Clark Kent. I don't know. You're probably I don't know which one's Clark Kent or Superman. We'll work on that.
I'm not Superman. I'll give you that tip.
Saturday, Salisbury North man. Mm-hmm. Sunday, you flip over to between the posts.
Saturday night, I go straight into research then and get all this scores setting by good people like yourself that do all the great work and commentary. Yep. Sunday morning, church.
Sunday morning between the posts is when we film it. Just secret, it's not live because we do have a few things that probably get cut out along the way, I would assume.
Yep. Of course, Coach of the Week, Goal of the Week, Mark of the Week, all up for grabs. So many great sponsors. The e-bike this year.
Yes.
Great sponsors on board with the Adelaide Footy League, which we really appreciate.
Player of the Year, the 3-2-1 votes. I guess I've got to work those out today.
Yeah, happy to help you if you need
As
help.
I've said,
You've all been good.
I can't blame anybody for the choice of prize winners or votes.
Yeah. Hocking to Brown.
Today,
Brown down the line.
I think Salisbury North have got their system, and right now Rocks are spectating as much as we are.
It's your fault, that turnover. You just said we've got the system.
I know. I realise with the commentator's curse, sometimes try and use it in reverse.
Is that Box has gone back, has he? I think he was named up 4.
Well, maybe if that's where the ball is, that's where you've got to send your best players sometimes. So who's up forward? Wakelin is there, but Fisher managed to get off the ground with the ball. Hosking, who's got who's not wearing a long sleeve jumper. He's got a short sleeve jumper over the top of something that's long and green. Maybe it is a long sleeve jumper, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he's got his long sleeve underneath
under the short sleeve. Fair enough. Lawler breaks through the pack. Footy at centre half forward. Let's see what system Rocks can build. Straight back to Lawler, which ricochets to Butterworth. Smother. Lawler with the smother. And in the end, the stoppage.
So,
you like what you'll be seeing at the moment, TJ?
Dion Lawler ran a 6-minute 4-second 2K in pre-season. My Captiva can't do that. So that is a quick time. Should get an e-bike. Bastic.
Yeah. So just looking at that, that indicates there is a bit of a breeze the way that held up.
Yep.
O'Malley, been with the club for over a decade at A-grade, into some space. Okay, here's a chance for Oxford. Got a free player up and a free player inside 50 if he can raise the eyes. This is Wharton, has found his player, and that's Beau Baldwin.
And unfortunately for Salisbury North, this is where they're actually very good. They probably practice from a lot here. And you watch him, he'll aim at the point post here and it'll just fade in nicely and probably give Ross Trevor a bit of momentum.
Yeah, well, you're
This at reverse.
almost on ball follow here. The angle right behind it. Rocks have scored one behind this quarter. And we're almost at time on.
Oh, he has not.
Jeez. Well, you were
Kicked
right.
that very well
You
at
were
all.
right about the behind post, TJ.
He kicked it at the behind post. Big shout out as well to the A-grade team manager, Jason Jinks. Real quiet achiever, just over there keeping time,
Yeah.
pressing the button.
I got the shock of my life. He came up and gave me a team sheet. I don't usually get treated that well.
No, he gives me one as well. Very good. One thing I love about our club, and I'm sure a lot of these Div 1 clubs of success will have this, is the volunteers. How hard they work, how committed they are, how much they give. Thanks to all the volunteers out there. Footy clubs don't exist without you.
Yeah, and right now, I guess for both, enjoying a rise up the ranks, enjoying being back in Div 1, and one of these teams will be probably top 3 tonight,
You'd think so.
possibly higher.
Of course, Ross Trevor have lost one game by a point, so
Yeah,
you know.
and they're 3-0 on the road. Only that loss was at home,
I was here for that as well.
and they lost. Well, they haven't lost this one yet, but they'd like to because they're starting to run out of time with the breeze. A 3-goal quarter thus far. That was Hay
That's
delivering the pain train, was it?
that's how he says hello when you see him at training.
Just a friendly
Bang.
bump.
He
So
bench pressed a cow once
he did. How do you bench press a cow? Like,
when you're strong.
are we talking the weight equivalent of a cow or an actual cow? An actual,
a free kick
an
too,
actual thing
yeah.
that moves
No,
and burps out me pain.
he wrestled it, he tied it up, and he bench pressed it just for the sake of the boys' amusement.
Okay. I did used to call a very good gridiron player once locally who was also in the Rodeo.
Great chase down there by Ross Trevor. The pressure's still there. That's what I love about this Div 1 competition. Just the pressure. And even last week, obviously, it wasn't the greatest game in the world, 321 to 716. But,
No, it wasn't.
But the pressure was on the whole game, wasn't it?
Oh, heck yeah. And it was good because it was close. And then, but only when Rocks got a couple of goals early in the fourth quarter, it was like, well, that's pretty much all she wrote. And even in the final quarter, Broadview had about 4 set shots that you'd think you'd normally get 3 out of the 4, and they got none. Umpire says play on. Hot footy, 45 out.
I thought we were at a Crows game there for a sec with a yellow ball when someone kicked it. But,
Yes.
But fascinating battle between Butterworth against Claughton and
Yeah, the
and
double
Bob
team.
Russo. Yeah.
And this is the problem. I mean, I think Wakeland mentioned him, he's probably going to be your future of the franchise kind of
you want
setup.
3 Wakelands. You'd love one in ruck, centre half back, and centre half forward, wouldn't you?
Correct. But at the moment, against those two, and Prince Alfred had no answer for your ruck combo last week. And I think at the moment, we've got a bit of a cheer in the background. Centering ball finds transfer, and here's a good chance for Rocks to get their first goal of the quarter.
Yeah, so watch Trent for winning under 18 grand final for North. I was actually the MC that day for Nord, and I thought he would probably spend some time in the top level, but here he is in Div 1 doing very good things nonetheless.
Yeah.
Strong body. Maybe not the raw pace for AFLs. I'll get you to call it through, Phil, just like old times.
Okay. 35 metres out, almost straight in front for the first goal of the quarter, not to be. And that's a pretty good effort to shake one to the right-hand side today.
Unlucky.
Rocks got a 2-3-15. Salisbury North are 6-6-42. And this is something you would have loved. The Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard.
Oh, Kieran Hayakitsu. I'd bathe in this stuff if I could. Geordie O'Brien, our captain, drinks that. So it's not bad. Have you had it? It's
a
a
beer.
genuine. It's not a beer.
It's not a beer, it's a
It's like one of those alcoholic Wally waters, mate.
Okay. Yoketsu. Okay. I know Kieran. It's a very famous
Yeah.
beer brand.
Yep.
But obviously, a beverage brand is probably the way I should describe it.
Well, Phil, it has been an extraordinary pleasure being back on the mic with
Absolutely,
you.
mate. I
There's
think
2 minutes to go in my trusty A-grade timekeepers just told me.
You've done the job. You've
There's free
got
food
a
to be
buffer. Yeah, you've got the invite to the...
What's the cameraman's name?
Barnaby.
Barnaby, zooming, focusing, doing it all. Well done, mate. Oh, he's just thanked the Lord. That's excellent. As the ball goes out, I'll take my leave, Phil. I love you, mate. And make sure you keep your eyes in between the plates. And the weekly wrap with Phil Herden. Love it.
Yeah, and see you at Broadview next week.
Al, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Good luck to both teams.
Give us the microphone back.
As the rain comes.
Thanks. All right. Half-time imminent. Salisbury North by 27. And the rain has arrived. Thankfully, it's blown in the right direction for us. We're sort of on the edge of the protection. Can Rocks get this goal with the breeze? Transfer's going to give it the old college try. Starts on the right, needs to bounce left. And it bounces truly straight, which is not what he wanted. 2-4-16 are the hometown Ross Trevor Old Collegians. Luke Hable in no major rush to go and get this football because his Salisbury North side are 6-6-42. Great to have TJ on board. Apologies if we do go off track a little bit. But we certainly enjoyed working together on the stream team a couple of years back, and great to see TJ. You certainly in the call noticed is a true footy club bloke at heart. Back involved at that level. Off some hands. Jamie Jones, formerly from the Territory, and Nightcliff Tigers Jr., also spent some time at the Doggies. Tackled. This play would suit Salisbury North just nicely. 25 minutes gone in a 3-goal quarter. Had its share of stoppages. Did mention before TJ's left, 2 minutes of game time remaining. Now would be down 2. You'd think maybe double digits in the seconds. He sees it now. Oh, that looked like a handball out of bounds. Deemed to have been touched. Will be a throw in. Half time, we'll take a break. I'll try and get some scores from around the grounds for everybody. What could be a real week of separation, or maybe things will tighten up a bit, depending on results. Broadview, Payneham, Norwood Union desperate for a first win. Glenunga Golden Grove just the one. Transfers kick. Is this a last chance for Rocks? They're flying in for the footy. The footy spills out as the players are just tackling each other. Greg Manicus saying, I'm coming out that way. Clout on the tap to Wakeland. Oh, there's a bit of pain delivered on Finn by Callum Hay. Hay initially with Salisbury North back in 2013 was his league debut, but has picked up a jumper collection along the way. As there's your half-time siren. A good quarter for Salisbury North. They kicked 3 goals, 1 into the breeze after kicking 3 goals, 5 with it in the first. And Rocks, having kicked 2 goals, 1 into the breeze, kicked 3 behinds with it. So the scoring end might just be into the wind this afternoon. It is Salisbury North by 26 points. Very quickly, the goal scorers for Salisbury North. 3 to Tyson Richards. Singles to Brody Tuck, Brody Wagner and Anthony Hallabout. For Rocks, they're 2, Finn Wakeland and Jet Boxer. You're with Barnaby on camera, Phil on commentary. Thanks to Filming Footy half-time, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
And we've got a
Welcome back, Campbelltown Memorial Oval. The rain's arrived. Just looking to get a look to see on the radar if it's going to last for 5 minutes or for the rest of the afternoon. That would probably suit Salisbury North, who take a 26-point lead into the halftime break. They did lead by 10 points, and then Rocks with the breeze ended up goalless. The current score on the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard: Salisbury North Hawks 6-6-42, Ross Trevor Old Collegians 2-4-14. I want to thank our sponsors that bring you all the BTR Excavation Division 1 streams this year, which include Archie's, Custom by ORTC, High Five e-bikes, Dartfish, Programs to Fit, Classic Clashes, Filming Footy Stats, Kimberley Resorts, and Jag Meatworks. Also want to thank the Gully Hotel. They've got a $50 voucher. We've got the Archies to give away at Game's End, when I hope the rain has subsided by that time, or it's going to be a record quick interview. And just having a look at the rain, yeah, we probably got a couple of showers to come in the next hour or so. Got some scores around the BTR Excavation Division 1 at this point in time. At Park 9, Prince Alfred have got some goals on the board. They were goalless at quarter time. They're 2-5-17. Betrayal St. Peter's 5-6-36. A 19-point lead to Spock in the rivalry game. Glenunga and Sacred Heart. Glenunga 1 win, Sacred Heart unbeaten. Sacred Heart 7-4-46. Lead Glenunga 5-5-35. 11 points to Sacred Heart. Golden Grove and Broadview. Good news for Tiger fans. A lot more accurate this week. 7 goals, 3-45. Golden Grove, though, 10-7-67. 22-point lead to the Kookaburras, looking for their second win. And looking for their first win at Payneham Norwood Union. They're 4-2-26. Port District 4-7-31. So Ditters by 5 points. So at the moment, if those scores all held, you'd have Shock still unbeaten at 5-0. You'd have St. Peter's, you'd have Port District, and you'd have Salisbury North. A three-way tie for second, all on 4-1. But still a half a footy to go. We'll wait and see if the weather brings other changes. Goal scorers: Salisbury North, Tyson Richard, the only multiple goal scorer. He has 3. Brody Tuck, Brody Wagner, and Anthony Hallibat have 1. For Rocks, it is Finn Wakeland and Jet Boxer who have single scores. So the team's huddled up. Good to see the lights are on. It's starting to brighten up a little bit. I can see a little patch of blue sky to the south, and I think the rain is starting to dissipate. But it did get dark there for a little while. Glad that the management have decided some lights might be handy. Probably not for yourselves on Filming Footy. I think our camera's got the night vision pretty well set. But certainly for the locals here, including yours truly, trying to work out who's who in the zoo. Third quarter, it will be Salisbury North kicking to the left of screen, which in theory is, well, it's the way the rain is heading towards, so that should be where the wind is going. Rocks' last goal, probably, I think, about the 16-minute mark of the first quarter. Last week, they were goalless in the second, as were Broadview. They'd love to get the first one here, because you think if Salisbury North get another couple in these conditions, they should be able to coast home. But full half of footy to go. Let's see what Rocks can do on their home deck. Rosso, Butterworth, a tap from behind. Socket off the ground. It's going to be that kind of game, I think, now. Ends up with Butcher. His kick puts his teammate under a lot of pressure. That was Kemp, who's going to send a thank you note later. Salisbury North high, almost vertically shaped footy kick at the 50-metre arc. Brody Wagner draws the defence. Costanza, there's a loose Salisbury North player all by themselves in Joey Brown. He takes the mark in scoring territory. That mark taken at the 33-second mark, and if he can nail it, that is a huge momentum builder for the visitors. Of course, kicking goals has not been the easiest thing this afternoon. Still got to aim to the scoreboard side and let the wind take it across a bit. From 40. And that is a great goal to Joey Brown, his second of the season. Kicked 12 last year, initially from Kapunda. Has spent some time playing league football with both Central District and the Adelaide Crows Sandful side. Joined Salisbury North last year where he kicked 11 goals, played all 20 games. One of 13 players for Salisbury North that played in last year's grand final. For Rocks, I think it's 16 with DeMatteis coming out and Verassi going in. And Rocks got the clearance, called back on a free kick, which is going to be theirs to take. Transfer in the T-Saucer, which is held up pretty well so far. He'll go with a long kick towards the cricket net pockets. Butterworth, who was back to Wakeland, back to Butterworth. Deemed a throw, I'm pretty sure, and it will be Salisbury North free kick. So one inside 50 each for the third quarter. Salisbury North got full value for theirs. Rocks will get 0, but it is still down their end of the ground for the moment. Although not for much longer, as that kick in the tuck direction is now on true centre wing. Hocking the pick-up. Somehow out of order that, Salisbury North will get a kick. Looking for their most dangerous forward today in Tyson Richard. This would be too far out to score, you would think. I think he agrees. Looking for some centering option. Here it comes, looking for Alabud, who's double teamed. Cavalry arrives, but not before Ross Trevor. Some quick hands and they clear. Hay on the intercept. He's going to come back and take the grab. The kick from Brody Wagner. I think it might have been intended from Brody to Jake, Wagner to Wagner. Callum Hayes saw it and said, if I run hard, I can catch this. And that's exactly what he's done. So Callum Hay, let me set the picture for you, has showed the forwards, one of the most reliable defenders in the comp, has just shown the forwards how it's done. The nice grab, that's a highlight. We don't have a Magic Moments award today, but that'd be right up there if we did. He'll go back to full back now. Probably chat to Wakeland, or maybe it's Lanzoni. And just like that, Salisbury North have added 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. That margin is looking decisive. 38 points. Game high. And I should add, Salisbury North have kicked the last 6 goals of this contest. They put a big buffer in it. Through the middle, Wagner, Butterworth, transfer out to Dawson. Concedes some ground for the bouncing kick forward. Socket right back by the Hawks. Brown, Costanzo, Dawson in the way. And that's going to be ruled on the full. Salisbury North ball. Out on the Athelston wing, of course, Max Amber reserve. Not too far east from here. Way the Raggies are going, could we see a local derby game in Div 1 next year? Rocks and Athelston. Way too early to be talking about that. In fact, we've got Tyson Richard, I'm pretty sure, with the ball again. This time he's showing all the signs that he wants to have a crack at it. Looking for his 4th, and if you kick 4 goals on a day like this, kick close to half your team's tally, you're in the running for the Gullies voucher. Alabud had 7, was the best on ground last week. This will land just a little short. Touch through. Another behind. 8-7-55 to 2-4-16. Game high 39-point margin, and that is on the Kirin Hyoketsu scoreboard. Rocks try and go down the middle. There's a lot of green here. Bastic attacks the ball with vigour. Russo got an arm in the way of his opponent, and Bastic comes in and a little high on his opponent. Rocks ball. Looking and firing Lanzoni. That's an interesting matchup, Lanzoni on Hay. Long way from the goals for Rocks. Down the line to the pocket. Out of the back. Good pick up and grab. McCormick, that was dry weather football stuff. Could have, should have, might have been marked, but wasn't by the Rocks forward. Ends up with Cloughton. Salisbury North transition's been good. Work rate, 1-2. These two players have combined a couple of times. Centering ball, though, lacked a bit of oomph. Now it's a race for pace to get there. Kemp thought he had a mark. Umpire disagreed. Stepek to the outer wing. Ross Trevor have it. Chance to settle. Rain has gone. Varasi, number 33, who was a late inclusion for Demetrius from the team that was posted yesterday. Kick comes in and Finn Wakeland's taken a grab inside the 50-metre arc. Well, the pensive crowd up here on the balcony, which is not sure if the Crows game's done or not, but there was a few on the bar having a look there on the big screen. One eye on this, one eye on that. Big Saturday of footy across all the levels. You had the Sandford Waffle State game. Here comes the kick. And a right to the far side. The wind has taken that. Snuck in for a behind. So 2-5-17. I think Rox's last 4 scoring shots have all been behinds. 8 minutes gone, third quarter. Round 5 of 18. One of these teams will be 4-1. The other will be 3-2. Both should still be in the 5 tonight regardless of result, but the team that's 4-1, well, if they can build some percentage, who knows, could be second. At last report, Sacred Heart were ahead of Glenunga, the sole unbeaten side, but not by enough to say they've got the 2 points wrapped up just yet. Bartherworth's tap, Hocking at ground level, was socket away from. Hable tries the socket, transfer, kick around the body. Wakeland has to avoid one, drew the defender. Here comes Varasi. Open goal, needs the bounce, and he got it. Well, it took a while, but Rocks have their third goal. This is usually where I give you a bit of background on the players, but Varasi was a late inclusion. Not much time for the research. Margin back to 32. Half-time it was 26, so Salisbury North still winning the quarter. Led by 10 at the first break, 26 at the main break. If you joined us later, earlier today, Rocks got in a big win in the C grade. Don't have the final score, but was reliably informed it was 20 goals something to Salisbury North 1 point. That was the score, not the margin. In the Bs, Salisbury North got some revenge, 7-5-47 to Rocks 4-3-33. So the Hawks B grade side getting the chocolates there. Here's Salisbury North ball on the outer wing. Nice lead and grab by Todd Pearce. In the Richards direction, He ran under the ball, but it's still a Hawks mark. Now I'm going to be guessing the player here, and so I won't. Centers the ball to the coach, always a good move. Harbour will go around the arc to Fisher. Improve the angle, increase the distance. A little bit of a chip shot. Who wants to fly? Butterworth with the thumb. Osterman's a couple of goalkeepers for Rocks. Keep that out. Wilson, Verassi. 2 of the 33s, Verassi laying the tackle. And that was on Brock Frenson. Ball up right in front of the Salisbury North bench and the massage table they've got there for any players need a quick rub. Captain O'Brien with the centering kick coming out but not able to claim it. Was tucked. Another behind to Salisbury North list. 8-8-56. 3-5-23. 33 points the margin on the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard. O'Malley in the best direction. Out of bounds. Was touched. Will be throw in. Rain is cleared for the moment. Some dark clouds to the south, but the hills look a lot clearer than they did about 10 minutes ago. Could almost turn the lights off, but maybe wise now they're on just to keep them on for the rest of proceedings, and that's probably in the rule book somewhere as well. Centering ball for Halibut. Off some hands. Lawler. Rocks have got a lot of players really deep and they've had to rely on a couple of times. That's a great smother. I think that was Brodie McBride. He just got a hand in there, kept it deep in Salisbury North territory. And there's a free kick. There's a Salisbury North player on the ground. Is this going to be a shot on goal? Brodie Tuck has instigated some kind of, well, maybe he did instigate, but he's ended up on the turf. Umpire saw it, and he's going to shoot from the top of the square. Already has one goal. Pretty hard to miss from there. He doesn't. Tuck has 2. Bit stunned up here on the balcony of the grandstand. And we're going to have to get another footy because that one's ended up at Sunrise School, which is across the way. Hopefully you can take out a car in the process. In fact, a passerby on the street has kindly stopped, picked up the ball and is now throwing it back over the fence. It's community footy at its finest. And with that, on the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, Salisbury North a 9-8-62. Margin back out to its game high 39. Don't think we've cracked 40. Wakelin and Ruck. Dawson just got a kick away. Now they got a chance. Spills to Swanbury. Looking for a loose player inside 50. Finds him. That's Elliot Murata, who was the emergency last week in the side this week. To the square he goes. And that's probably been one of Rock's best passages of plays, if it's not coughed up, because we've now got a little bit of a Donnybrook happening here right now. Donnybrook's probably a little bit stronger word. It's just a bit of push and shove, and how do you do? Don't think the free's been given away, and it should be a Rock shot on goal. In fact, it was straight in front. Finn Wakelin pretty sure had that shot. He's coming back to the middle, so that's a pretty good guess. Wakelin, he is the first multiple goal scorer for Rostrevor Old Collegians. They go to 4-5-29. Salisbury North 9-8-62. The margin is 33. 15 and a half gone of the third quarter. So Rocks have kicked all 4 of their goals to the right of screen, to the, I think it's still lower northeast road. Going past here. Cloughton, that's his own rock. Waitland is the tap, laid the tackle. Love seeing the Rucks with their second and third efforts. Wakeland the tap. Oh, that, yeah. Clouden, a little bit of frustration. Took Murata off the ball. Here's free. So it's going to be back-to-back inside 50s. Going to be back-to-back marks for Rocks. Could be back-to-back goals. And this is Wakeland again, so he's almost so when you've got to pull someone. Tommy Javon mentioned earlier, you'd love to have 3 of him. But at the moment he's playing in ruck, and then he's playing a sort of a unmarked forward. This will test from 49. And he passes the test with flying colours. 2 in a minute, 3 for the day for Finn Wakeland. And I think for the first time today, that's back-to-back goals to the home side. So what was 39 is now 27 in terms of a margin. 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. All this was happening while James Butterworth was off the field. He's saying, well, okay, keep at it, Finn, you're doing great. I'll go, come on, as has transfer. And they'll both go up forward. Still a long way to go for Rocks, but a couple of highlights there for them. Dawson, the soccer. Everybody running towards them, now they turn and go the other way. Butterworth with some fresh legs, battling with Fisher. Fisher, love the pickup, the dash. Just like that, inside the Hawks forward 50, where it spills out the back. Bounce just eluded O'Brien. Hawks free. Once they work out whose it is, and here's the Ant, Anthony Hellebuck. Had one serious shot at goal, which he absolutely nailed on the run from 50 metres in the first quarter. This would not be a problem distance-wise. It'll be about 35 metres. The angle is going to be pretty tight. He's almost by the boundary where he starts out. Pretty deep pockets here at Campbelltown. Comes in and has missed to the near side. Salisbury North, a 9-9-63. 28 points ahead of Ross Trevor Old Collegians, who are 5-5. That's 35. The fly from Jamie Jones was just a little bit out of sync with the timing and direction of the ball. No free given away. Ball up. Butterworth and Cloughton, they both get a bit of a touch and chase after it. And to the right of screen. Don't think we've got any rain coming for a little while. The 2 rucks tangle up. Lanzoni got the kick away. Yeah. Wakeland lurking. Could he get 3 1/4? Beautiful pick-up from Boxer. He looks up, and that's the goal of the day. His second. He was at ground level. Somehow got up with the ball and eluded the Hawk defenders. That won't please Luke Haber one little bit. Didn't have much of a window to kick through, but he did. And just like that, the margin that was 39 is now 22. And in the rain, Rocks have actually won the quarter so far. We just hit time on. A 10-point Salisbury North lead at quarter time, 26 at the half-time break. Salisbury North have kicked 3 goals, 3. Rocks have kicked 4 goals, 3. Elsewhere at half-time, St Peter's over Prince Alfred by 19. Sacred Heart over Glenunga by 11. Golden Grove over Broadview by 22. And Port District over Payneham Norwood Union by 5. The ball with Joey Brown looking in the Richard direction, Tyson Richard. He couldn't get the ball, but he sure could lay the tackle. Forces the stoppage and a chance for the cavalry to arrive. Yeah, 4 goals, 1 kicked by Rocks to 3 goals, 3 this quarter. Ball up, just the home side's edge of centre wing. Wharton the pickup. Nowhere to go, another stoppage. Wharton goes with the hoof with the foot. Fisher the pickup, tackled straight away. Chance for Rocks here, kick around the body. Looking for Wakeland, ball thumped away from him at the final moment. Spills out of bounds, will be a stoppage inside Rocks scoring territory. Another one here would bring the margin under 20 as the rain has returned. We've got a rainbow and rain simultaneously, which would kind of indicate that the rain we've got at the moment isn't going to last too long. Rosso the tap. Hay, who kicked the goal early in the quarter. Yes, Callum Hay kicked the goal. And in the end, Cooper Wilson. Oh! Is there a leg? Okay. Rocks free. I reckon this is Boxer who has it. Umpire Crosby was indicating some sort of a legging free. Well, a goal here under the rainbow at Campbelltown. Wonder what will last longer, the rainbow or the kick. And that is dead as, straight as. And having kicked 2 goals in the first quarter and none in the second, Rocks have kicked 5 in the third and are edging to make this a game. Boxer has 3, Wakeland has 3. They've kicked 6 of the 7 Ross Trevor goals. And the margin is back to 16. The rain is back. It's reasonably heavy. Just don't think it's going to last too long. Rosso back in ruck, transfer with the clearance. Ross Trevor full of run at the moment, transfer again, picks it up, kicks in the one motion. And that's a grab. I kid you not, there's a mark in there. Thomas McCormick, who I think kicked Rocks' first 2 goals. He's just shaking his head, still attached to the rest of his body. It is. And he's dead in front. This would reduce it to a 10-point game if the kick is true. And it is. McCormick with 3 goals last week and a big goal here, the former Harndorf player. And spent time with the reserves at Sturt, and suddenly we have ourselves a football game. Of course, Rocks already had one amazing comeback this season. That was the final quarter coming from behind and beating Prince Alfred. That was 2 weeks ago at Park 9. They had 3 of their first 4 games on the road. 1 all 3 on the road, just haven't won at home in their one opportunity, a 1 point loss to Glenunga. And they're getting the centre clearances at the moment. Butterworth back in the ruck. 26 minutes gone, so all this has occurred. I think Ross Trevor have kicked 6 of the last 7. I have a feeling they've actually kicked 5 in a row. Well, there's a collision. Will Mead a bit high on the tackle on Tuck. And don't forget, Tuck had that free off the ball straight in front of goals. If that hadn't have been kicked, we'd be down to a 1-kick ball game. Full final quarter to go. The Tuck just puts it up. Richard got decent position for it, couldn't mark. Wilson picks it up, and Ryan Lim with the tackle. 27 and a half gone. Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard. 10 points to Salisbury North, 9-9. Rocks 8-5. Kick from Rocks is smothered around the body. And Tuck's taken a mark, I think, inside the goal square. The kick from Hallabout. And here comes a much needed steadier. Brady Tuck's going to take about a 20-metre run-up for this. $28 and a half gone. Can't miss. He didn't. He has 3. Salisbury North first to 10. I think Tommy Javor said the first team to kick to 10 would win. I'm not 100% sure on that. Margin back out to 16. Quite amazing that when the rain came, so did the goals. I mean, Salisbury North have had their highest scoring quarter of the game. 4 goals, 3. But Rocks have kicked 6 goals, 1. We've had a 10-goal quarter in the rain. Go figure. So with 10 goals, expect maybe a couple more minutes. Maybe a chance for one more. Bastic picked it up. Ball spills loose. Bastic's gone and got it again. Got and just heaved a hand pass. Didn't look. Ended up straight with Mead. Between the centre square and Rocks forward 50 arc, where there's another stoppage. Just about the 30 minutes. And that's a 3/4 time siren. And I reckon Rocks will be pretty happy that one hit. They do have a 16-point lead. Was 26 at the main break. It is Salisbury North 10-9-69. Ross Trevor, Old Collegians 8-5-53. Don't go too far, folks. Take a break. I'll try and get some scores around the grounds. We'll be back for the final quarter here of the BDO Excavations Division 1. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy. Welcome back, Campbelltown Memorial Oval. You're watching the BTR Excavations Division 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. A match that looked like it was points were going back to Salisbury North when they opened up a 39-point lead about 5 minutes into the quarter. But from there, Rocks kicked 6 of the last 8 goals. I brought it back to 16 points. Just waiting for a couple of people to clear the oval. We've got, if you can see them in the background, we've got the Loretto Old Scholars ladies ready for their game coming up against Salisbury. You'll get the result from that in tomorrow's women's wraps. The final quarter underway here. Kick off the ground by Rocks. They're going to the left of your screen. They need to kick the first goal. Keeping his feet was Lawler opposed to Baldwin and Warden. Ball seen out of bounds. Some other quick scores. Sacred Heart leading Glenunga by 21. St. Peter's look home. They're leading Prince Alfred by 26. Golden Grove lead Broadview by 28. And in the close one, Port District over Payneham by 7. Hocking the pickup. Avoids one. Kick partially smothered. Russo's got a few around him. Got it to Fisher. Got the kick away, but only as far as Dawson. I think Dawson's maybe swapped to a long sleeve during the course of the day. Inside forward 50. Lots of green here. But the one in red, Lanzoni lays the tackle. We got some Archie's footwear and a voucher thanks to the Gully Hotel to give away at game's end. Stick around for that. At some point I'm going to have to make a decision, I guess. O'Brien's kick. Nicely picked up by Tyson Mitchell. He did be in the running with the goals that he's kicked today. Salisbury North have moved to the 50-metre arc. They have led all day. Kicked the first goal about 90 seconds in. And I don't believe have relinquished that through the rest of the game. Kick comes out of the pack. Joey Brown was there. He'll kick from just outside 50. No sign he's really going for goal. Just waiting for some options to present. No one really moving. Lifts the ball above his head to say he's going long. Then the chip shot. Aerial ping pong. I think that's Mead with the kick. Looking for Wakeland through his hands. Russo with the recovery. Kept his feet, sends it back. But rock smart, courtesy of Butterworth. He'll go a little deeper. Dawson's kick. Hable couldn't quite get a hand to it. O'Malley. Now on the path of Stepic. He sort of hand passes it to himself to a point. It's by that boundary. And just as Ross Trevor picked it up and were about to run away, the boundary umpire says that was out of bounds. 3 minutes gone. No change to the score. Sock it off the back to Brown. That's going to be 15 and a mark to Salisbury North. Kicks towards the cricket nets to a leading Tuck. Brody Tuck has a chance to bag 4. And just puff up this buffer for Salisbury North if he can convert. Has a bit of a southerly breeze to battle with. Although we've got a little bit of sunshine. Kicking from that end has been pretty good. Brody Tuck with 4 comes into contention for the Archies and the Gully voucher. But in the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, hello, yes, it's Salisbury North 11-9-75, Rocks 8-5-53, the all-important first goal and momentum setter of the final quarter belongs to the visitors. Just looking at those other scores, looks like at least a 3-4 goal buffer in the other games, except for Port District and Payneham. Port District 3-1, Payneham yet to have a victory after 4 attempts. Rocks clearance, bounce critical. Well bottled in by Jones, and then the cavalry turned up in O'Brien to clear. And now it's with Brown, who's had a couple of key touches in this final quarter. Down the line he goes. Salisbury North playing the system. Around the body is Richard. Playing in front is Stepik in front of Jake Wagner. Stepik to O'Malley. Defensive 50. Someone over the mark, 25-metre penalty. Chance for Stepik to look at some options. In the Wakeland direction, he couldn't pick it up. Wharton over the shoulder, got the kick away, and yeah, that's unfortunate. Home crowd don't like it, but umpire Crosby had to make a call if there was advantage or not, and it wasn't guaranteed there was, so he made the call to come back. Lim's kick. Bit of an airy from one of his teammates, as you can see the Loretto ladies getting ready for their big women's footy game. Earlier in the C's it was Rocks by a lot in the C's, Salisbury North by I think 14 in the B's. And right now it's Salisbury North by 22, 6.5 to go. So 6.5 played in this final quarter, probably about 20, 25 minutes to go. Rocks have not goaled to this end of the ground today. Now, it's been a quarter and 6 minutes, but if they had to have any chance of claiming the 2 points, they probably want to get a goal reasonably soon, because they're going to need at least 4 to win. Huge amount of players around the ball. In fact, there's 26 around, actually, sorry, like that 22 around the ball. Somehow, Rocks have escaped. Transfer with the long kick is just missed. Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, 8-7-55. Was that 8-6-54? They did move quickly. Salisbury North 11-9-75. 21 points, 3.5 goals. Wakeland got back, got the thump, keeps it away from Cooper Wilson. Joey Brown comes off. Going to get a bit of a leg massages. Beautifully done by Wharton. The temptation breaking free would have been to go long, but Lanzoni presented. And James Wharton honoured that. And now it's in the hands of the Rocks skipper. It's been an interesting battle with him and Hay today. Hay possibly gets the points because he did kick a goal. And Lanzoni at the moment is yet to bag one. Well, he's bagged one now. Got a goal last week. Got the Archies last week and the hotel voucher. And he has a critical goal in the final quarter here. So a 16-point three-quarter time margin reduced to 15. And that is the first goal that Rocks have kicked to the left of screen today. Next week, Rocks travel to Caterham Oval to play St. Peter's Old Collegians that at the moment look like they had a match-winning lead against Prince Alfred, and they will be 4-1. So that would be 4 of the first 6 on the road. Then they get a couple at home, Sacred Heart Old Collegians and Golden Grove. So tough run of games. Salisbury North, St. Peter's and Sacred Heart combined, they're 10-2 coming into today. Fisher with the grab, has a runner in the coach in Harville. He's looking for McBride, who's going to be caught holding the ball. A lot of players that have moved towards those Salisbury North goals turn around and head Rocks' way. That's a heck of a grab. Wakelin again. I think, well, I was just about to say, I think we're going to have fun calling him for many years to come, but you never know. Might be a higher level beckoning as he continues to develop. Finn Wakelin already has 3 of Rocks' 9. So we've got a few multiple goal scorers today. Tuck 4, Richard 3 for Salisbury North. Boxer 3 for Rocks. Wakelin on 3 as he comes in to kick from the edge of 50. He's dobbed it. He's got 4. Ross Trevor have kicked the last 2. And the margin is back to single digits. Mentioned that Rocks had to kick 4 goals to the left of screen. Well, they've bagged 2. On the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard, I think we've got the close one at Campbelltown. Salisbury North 11-9-75. Rocks are 10-6-66, 9-point margin. 11.5 minutes gone. Remembering that it was a 39-point lead once, and Rocks have shown themselves to be really, really good finishers this season. Their only loss right here by 1 point to Glenunga. A big comeback 1-point win at Prince's. And a game where they led Broadview narrowly most of the day, kicked away late, as Broadview's inaccuracy really cost them. That's Murata who's tackled. Butterworth another tap. Not pretty footy, but effective. Hand pass for transfer. Couldn't break free, so Sockers it forward. Lanzoni the pickup. Got away from Hay! And it's a 1-goal game! Hay has the size. Lanzoni has the pace. And the finesse. Beautiful pickup. Got rid of it in a hurry. Right over the goal umpire's hat. And just like that, it's buckle up time, folks. 13 minutes gone. Salisbury North 11-9-75. Rocks have kicked the last 3. They're 11-6-72. Back in the middle. Bastic trying to escape. Is caught. Another ball up. Russo, Butterworth. Butterworth, another tap. Another stoppage. They'll go again. Butterworth has had to face 2-man mountains today in Russo and Clausen. Another tap to Butterworth. Still waiting for a centre clearance on this one. It'll go the way of Rocks. Barassi creates some space. Now he comes in and lays the tackle. Ross Trevor edge ever closer to goal as it looks like Dion Lawler might have copped one in that contest. Wharton is slammed to the turf right in front of umpire Crosby. That'll be a free kick once Wharton emerges from ground level. Time off is called. You know what I mean. Wharton says, oh, I'm all right. He's got the footy. Into the pocket. Oh, what a grab! Thought he ran too hard under it. Then came the stretch, the juggle. That about 2 or 3 Salisbury North players to the ball. And Finn Wakeland, if he can bag this, not only will he have a handful of goals, he'll put Rocks in front. Got a little bit of a cheer squad behind him in the Loretto ladies. The Stevie J. Around the body, no, just on the inside, not by much. The 3-point margin becomes 2. 15 minutes gone, at least 10 minutes to go. Hope you're enjoying this one. Hay has the mark in the Oban pocket. If you know, you know. His kick to Wagner wasn't great. Sets Lawler into trouble. Here comes the cavalry for Rocks. Salisbury North haven't had it their side of centre for a while. So high kick, barely 15. Butcher, the tap down. O'Brien ran into a wall of trouble. The pressure is intense. The game is anyone's. And off some bodies, you heard the thuds from here. A throw in front of the Salisbury North bench. The reward is a 4-1 record to start the season. And a spot in the top 4 at what is the quarter time round of this 2025 league. Coach Harble, got to get the mandatory mention. Initially played his football along the Canola Way at the Gan Main Grong Matong Lions, which caused us Sandford commentary a lot of fun along the way. Made his home at the Bulldogs. And now coaching just down the road. Ball up, 50 out. Wharton got hands free, hand pass forward. Harble the pick up. Right down the throat of Beau Baldwin. He'll go back. Assess options. Some flies at the back. Holding the ball is the call. And the man of the moment 2 weeks ago, Matthew Daninsky, has a chance. He put Rocks ahead at the 28-minute mark against Princes last week. A true shot here will put Rocks in front at the 18-minute mark right now. Rocks have kicked 4 of the 5 goals this quarter. The 39-point margin at the 10-minute mark has been erased. And it's the home team by 4 points. So from that, back in the centre. And a secondary stoppage coming up. Butterworth the clearance, and just before he got the kick away, the whistle blew. I reckon Rocks have won like about the last 6 or 7 centre clearances. or at least all of them this quarter, and I do not recall the last time Salisbury North had an inside 50, at least of any depth. But football retrieved. Chance for everyone to take a quick breather. 19 minutes gone. Captain O'Brien with the clearing kick for Salisbury North. Cloughton went left, moves right to pop at the top of the goal square. Off some hands, Rocks have it and will clear in desperation. More height than distance. Brown in the pocket. Centering ball off the lines. Rocks have somehow kept it in. Only for the moment. Brown, another kick around the body. Almost grabbed and across the line. Behind to the Hawks. Into time on. 20 minutes gone. What a game of football this has turned out to be. It's the home team by 3 points. About the only thing we're unlikely to see is a draw. Five goals kicked in the quarter. Actually, correction on that. I reckon it's 6. The stoppage, 60 out from Salisbury North's goal. Russo the tap. Hard footy to get. Over the shoulder, Hawks ball. Where's this kick going to go? In the cricket pitch pocket, almost Richard with the grab. Needed another effort. Ends up with Butterworth. That one he's claimed. Pressure momentarily released for Rocks. Soaking up every second he can find. I mean, that works great until the other side gets a goal and you need those seconds. It's, I guess you're in front, you back yourself. No one can take a grab. True centre wing here at Campbelltown. Salisbury North away, but it's a Rocks free kick. Will go the way of Tranfer. Happy to soak up some seconds where he can. He's going to keep it down the line. Farasi front position. Soccer by Rocks is a chance. Centering kick to a one-on-one contest. Make that 2-2. Now it's a race. A soccer has just missed. That was by Baldwin. 3-point margin becomes 4. Hawks have the ball. They're going to go straight down the middle if they can. Should be a fair amount of time left, but you don't know if you don't know. Turnover. Best. Two Hawks narrowly avoid each other, and that's a nice grab taken on the clubhouse swing. Dean Lawler assesses the options. Kicks to 50. Well, there's a big pack, including a crummer in O'Brien, and a grab. McBride has found Richard. We've got a great battle of forwards today. Brody Tucks kicked 4. Richard kicked 3 of the early ones. Finn Wakeland's had a heck of a second half, has kicked 4. 2 minutes of game time left or thereabouts. This may be Salisbury North's last chance. You never know in these games. A 4-point deficit. The ball in your hands. The kick from 40 is going to miss the goals and score a minor. 4 points become 3. 24 gone. Now it's Rocks. It's not quite Rocks' to lose just yet. Taking every second they can. To a big pack on the outer side. Butterworth getting down and dirty at ground level. Rocks' ball and a stoppage. A game almost played in two halves. Salisbury North, the first 2 quarters and 7 minutes, and it's been all Rocks ever since. So at the end of the game, I'm going to go down. There's going to be a little bit of dead air. Do apologise for that. Got to go down and find myself the winner of the prizes. But I don't know who the winner of that is until I know who the winner of this game is. And that may not be decided until the final bell. Huge kick. Big grab. Rocks ball. That may be the last shot at the bar. And it's Finn Wakeland. I reckon just might be getting a visit at the end of the game. Down to the final seconds. It has to go 100% right for Salisbury North here. Another couple of stoppages and Rocks are home. It is a kick forward. It's a mark. No, it's not a mark. Fisher to Richard. The kick around the body has missed everything. I'm not sure if any of that was a mark or not. But there's nothing on the scoreboard, and that might just be it. A long kick here should do it. Huge pack. Siren sounds! For the second time this year, Rocks have had an incredible comeback. And they've got their first home win of the season. And back in Div 1, they've started 4-1. Time to go and find a player. And then I'll wave to you when I'm ready. Okay, be back soon, folks. So if you just refresh me, what was your road to Rocks?
I went to school at Rossi. And then, yeah, first year out of school, came out here. It's my second year.
Second year?
Yeah.
Because you kicked 40 goals last year?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right.
Well, you pricked your killers.
Thank
PJ, do you mind taking a photo of us?
Yeah, sure. Just rub it right in.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I just realised I've left my phone.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll
Up there.
yeah, I'll send it out.
2 minutes.
You want to give them that?
There you go, mate.
Oh,
Look at that.
thank you.
Thanks, TJ. All right. All right, we're good to go. Live television at its best. I'm here with 4-goal ruck hero, defensive hero, Finn Wakelin. Finn, that's a win for the ages.
Oh, I know. To beat him in the grand final and come out here first time we play him again, Div 1, just to get the win is huge.
39 points down early in the third quarter. They moved you into ruck, and that's you were going from ruck and up forward and sort of taking the game by the scruff of the neck. What was the feeling at half time? Still felt in it?
Oh, 100%, definitely felt in it. We just knew we had a few things to tidy up. Just a little bit sloppy getting to the end, but with our forward entries, but we finished off beautifully.
And how many games you kicked 4 goals for before?
A few.
A few?
A few.
Because 40 last year. Yeah, that's 2 really good come-from-behind wins now. Is this a team that doesn't know how to say die?
Feel like the Collingwood Pies last year. Just always come back and win.
Fair comment. Well, you've won the Archies, and you're about to be the most popular player because you've got the Gullies gift voucher. Well done on a great game and a wonderful win. Good luck for the season.
Have a good one.
Thank you. All righty, Finn Wakelin, no doubt about it, the player of the game. I'm Phil Hurden saying thanks for watching. Check out the weekend wrap tomorrow for all the results around the league and Tommy Javor with Between the Posts. Until then, you've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.